that does make sense. I have one question about muscle. So is it the hypertrophy specifically that's the problem, or would you say like that? Because I know people will say strength and hypertrophy kind of move together, but I mean, I assume we would need some amount of muscle strength to be able to move because it's our voluntary organ.
I'm
Like
not
it's
talking about atrophy. I'm not
yeah,
saying that, sarcopenia is what we should all go for. Of course, that's what they say because they're trying to make me look like an asshole.
of course. Yeah, I want to hear it from you, like what your
No,
interpretation of that
I'm
is.
talking I'm talking about you want to see what it like, open up Western A. Price's book and go look at the Aboriginals from the 1900s, 1910s, 1920s, or go look at the American Indian.
Hmm.
Did they look like fucking Sean Baker? No. They look like physically fit human beings because they lived outside all the time. They didn't hypertrophy muscles. They didn't have way bigger chests and small legs. That's not what you're designed to do. If you want to know who I think you should aspire to, Erwin LaCour. Go look at Erwin LaCour. He's 2 years, like 2 or 3 years younger than me. Guy's a fucking gazelle. He's a wild human. And guess what? He doesn't have hypertrophied muscles, but yet he can do things in nature that Sean Baker would fucking trip over his own dick doing. And guess what? Erwin LaCour is who you should aspire to. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that the model of longevity that guys like Sean and Peter Addy are building for their audiences is incorrect. Same thing with Joe Rogan. Incorrect. Remember who Joe Rogan supports? MMA fighters. That's the modern day NFL player. Those fucking guys are all going to get taken to the woodshed. But guess what? Rogan's not going to tell you that. Why? Because he made his part of his career in MMA. You have to realize it goes back to Upton St. Clair. Why do I call him a shill? This is why I'm calling him a shill. It's okay that, he brings people on to talk, but I want people to look at people like Rogers, like Russell Okun, like Saquon Barkley. These young cats get it. They get it. Like, look, I'm trading time for money. So if I'm going to trade time for money, I should get the hardest kind of money I should get. And what I'm saying to you, if you're the muscle guy and you want to be physically fit, I'm not telling you that's not something to aspire to. I'm telling you it is, but I don't think you want to hypertrophy parts of your body that aren't supposed to be hypertrophied because your brain and heart need that energy as you age. That's the key. You're not going to see many Sean Bakers at 85 years old. That I can tell you. Not going to happen. In fact, that's what Neo Barzilai has shown. Most of those people, they have a decent amount of muscle mass, but nothing spectacular. In fact, some of them are a little bit chubby, which is
Hmm.
part of the reason we have the obesity paradox in the literature. But people don't want to examine why that question is there. All they want to do is examine why it's not there. And what do I always say? How did I embrace the obesity paradox when I was a centralized guy? Especially when I was a fat fuck? I said, look at a human baby. Why is a human baby fat? I said, could it be that we've built a modern world where everybody's losing energy from their mitochondria, and that's the reason why we're getting bigger? How about that try that one on for size? And then think about this. If you accept what I just told you, because it's based on E equals MC squared, does it make sense for you to go in a blue light gym and hypertrophy your muscles when you're 20, 30, 40, 50 years old? Or might you be setting up the conditions of a blue star that burns brightly for a really short period of time and then blows itself out in its fifth decade or sixth decade, or starts blowing out your joints? Like, let's look at Martina Navratilova. You seen her lately?
Mm-mm.
Oh, not good.
Yeah.
Oh, how about Greta Waitz? I'm not picking on women now, but I'm just letting you know. Or let's look at Schwarzenegger. Anybody think that Schwarzenegger is thinking well? What did those big muscles do for him? He's probably one of the worst thinkers you could follow now. I'm just putting it out there. Like, I just think when you're a human being, you have a duty to understand the mitochondria you need to protect are the ones in your head.
And
And
is
the one,
that sorry, I was just gonna ask, and that's mostly via, optimizing light, water, and magnetism. Is that, or are there other things on top of that as well for the
oh,
brain?
you really want to parse it out. It comes down to light, water, and magnetism optimizes the melanin sheets in your head. That's actually what keeps your brain from atrophy.
Hmm.
If you want to know why your brain atrophies, is because you don't create enough extreme low frequency UV light inside your head. That actually gets to the crux of the matter of why I mind fucked Huberman. I want people to know. You have to realize I look at more MRI scans probably than anybody you'll ever interview. And it's amazing to me how many brains I see shrunk. And in fact, I probably shouldn't say this, but some of the former gurus that are out there, the food gurus, I get a lot of their patients. They don't know that. You'd be surprised how many people train at their gyms, in California, who used to write books on paleo that now have problems. It may be the reason why they haven't reversed their own autoimmune disease today, or why they're still trying to tell people, mind your mitochondria and you can reverse your MS. I don't think so. That's one step. One step. Food can't fix a quantum disease. It's a step. And that's part of the reason why I respect people more like Saladino, who actually is coming to that conclusion himself. I don't want to crucify him like BioLane wants to do because he wrote a book and now he's doing something opposite. No, I rather look at Saladino as like, I wrote this book, I got famous from doing that, but I'm beginning to realize there's other rooms or other doors in the room that I built that I need to go down. Now what I'm doing, I'll be very honest with you, I'm watching to see what Saladino does. Same thing with Ben Greenfield. I think
Mhm.
Ben's a good guy. I always liked him. I think a lot of the things that Ben does is fucking off the reservation. I know why he does it, but does Ben fundamentally live an outdoor lifestyle? Does he do a lot of things right? Yeah. Ben is more like Erwin LaCour than Sean Baker. That's why you never hear me come out and say anything bad about Ben. I actually love what Ben's doing. I don't like that he sells them too many supplements and too much bullshit, but I know that's how he's built his empire. Dave Asprey, very much the same as Ben, but I think Ben has done it in a more ethical fashion than
Mhm.
Dave. I think Dave is a pure marketer, and everybody knows how I feel about marketing. It's legalized lying. But again, do I hold, people like Dave and Mark Sisson and all those guys culpable, or even Rob Wolf? No, they did what they had to do. I get it. And you know what? It's the job in a decentralized network for the people on the other side. They have to do their due diligence. You have to have skin in the game. You have to find out, does it make sense? And I tell people the same way, hold me accountable. I told people all the time, the people on the other side of the ledger, the Sean Bakers, the Saladinos, a lot of the food gurus like Rob, they want to talk about how I look. I said, well, tell me about how you think, because I could fucking think circles around you cats. I said, tell me what matters more. Is it survival of the fittest or survival of the wisest? I mean, ultimately, that's where the tribe breaks down. If you want to know the truth. And I'm telling you, the decentralized cats, they're going to come to the decentralized networks. You get into Bitcoin, you're going to start realizing being wiser than the people who buy fiat and Ethereum and Solana. That's the way to go. Those are going to be the people that are outside. Those are going to be the people eating seasonal diets. Those are the people that are going to take their supplements and throw them in the fucking garbage because they need their money to buy Bitcoin. They don't need their money to fucking make food gurus rich. We certainly don't need any fucking diet books. I mean, all you got to do is go talk to a farmer in your area and say, what grows? Okay, I'm going to eat that. What grows at the 13th latitude is far different than what grew in Nashville and far different than it grows in New York. So when you go back and look at some of the things I said a really long time ago, to like the Emily Deans, the psychiatrist from Harvard, when I told her almost 15 years ago, eating a banana on December 31st carries consequences. And her and Rob and Chris Kresser and all the people in the paleo community laughed at me. Who's fucking laughing now? Now the science has proved me right. Back then, that idea came from decentralized Jack. What I want the audience to know is that before it was in the literature, my instincts taught me something and I knew it was correct. And I still did it, even though it wasn't in a biochemistry textbook. So here's the question to your audience today. What is it that you believe today that's masquerading as a truth or masquerading as bullshit that you need to slay? Maybe one of the things that you and I are talking about now, that maybe you need to question people like Peter Attia, BioLane, and Sean Baker. Maybe having skeletal muscles hypertrophy isn't so good. We clearly know, and you know this, you're a researcher, is having a hypertrophied heart muscle good? Oh, well, we haven't even gone down that path. But guess what? Everybody does know that, don't they? But we never look at the coronary muscle and then ask the same question for the musculoskeletal muscle. You know why? Because you'll find out the guys that sell foods and supplement ideas, they're basically plastic surgeons. That's all they are. They're not real surgeons. They're just surgeons to change your facade. So if you put more weight in your facade than you do in your heart and your mitochondria, great. But I can tell you this, if we were in Vegas, I think there's a higher chance that Peter Addy is going to die of dementia than I am. I'd put money on that bet. In
Yeah.
fact, I can really double and triple down with Huberman, but I'm not going to go there. That's the reason why he wears a black shirt all the time. His solar panel's covered. Let's go there. He may have a couple of years on me, but I got news for you. That skin comes from neuroectoderm. That's your solar panel for this. That's the other part of ectoderm. Look, as you said before, it was a beautiful statement. Fractal nature. When people realize why vitamin A and vitamin D are yoked, why it is that what drives regeneration and neurogenesis are the same things. Sonic Hedgehog and vitamin A. Why it is that vitamin A goes awry, all the photoreceptors inside us break. I just threw some big ideas at you right there. You may not know how they all connect, but I do, and I'm sitting here chuckling. All that stuff is in the science. I've already read it. I've put it together for me. What I want people to do who listen to this, what is Jack tickling us with now? The next chapter. The next.
Jack Cruz, Uncle Jack. That dude, one of the smartest motherfuckers on this earth. God bless. And exercise. Over-exercising. Saying to people that fitness and exercise is the answer to all their problems, all their health problems, mental problems. One of the biggest issues, one of the biggest scams, money-making scams that ruins people's lives over time. And if you don't see it now, you will in the future. Just wait a little longer. And you can do the exercising and movement shit right, and you can do it way wrong. And I would say probably 95% people are doing it way wrong, and they're damaging themselves over time. Anyway, look into it. Also, this interview, great interview with Uncle Jack. Oh, sorry, the camera died. Anyways, Uncle Jack, you're a great man. Amazing human being. And thank you for this very based knowledge lesson for base science audience. Me included. We will become geniuses with this kind of advice. Not the exercise will cure anything advice that will make us dumb as hell. Anti-based. Very anti-based. Anyway, thank you for watching and see you tomorrow. Hopefully.